you know the Straits of Hormuz are actually open and that President Trump did just, in fact, deliver Celestial Discovery, a cruise ship. It looks like this. The face paint on it. Has just successfully navigated the Strait of Hormuz. There it is, right there. This was 12 minutes ago. It just zoomed through the Strait of Hormuz. Could you imagine doing the Celestial Discovery cruise from Dubai and scooted out, and it was the first boat to pass through this like mind war zone? Have a great all-inclusive. Get some champagne. Have a shrimp cocktail. Look at that. So if Celestial Discovery can do it, so can all your oil. And that's what we are seeing now. We're seeing oil tankers rip-roaring out. Here's a Chinese Wan Jingzhuang ripping out of there. Here's another one from Australia. Here are more. Tankers are like zipping through. You can see this, and you can actually track the traffic, right? So here it goes. Right through. Whoopee! President Trump opening up the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran joining him. Everyone having a great party right now. You can see. Oh, this one's maybe been turned around by the blockade, but it's on its way. Exciting. The blockade actually worked. Did exactly what was intended to do. Trump crushed their economy. He destroyed all of their war-making capacity and then destroyed their economy in that order. And so it worked perfectly. Even left-wing media admitting the economic outlook just got a bit brighter. Donald Trump was never that worried about the midterms. It always made you wonder why. And here it is. The blockade. Energy supplies through the Persian Gulf appears to have ended. If it holds, it'll be a massive weight off the world economy. The possibility of prolonged disruption, of course, was going to make gas really expensive, fertilizer really expensive. Trump administration's economic move from last weekend, matching Iran's Strait blockade for ships that don't pay a toll with a U.S. blockade, seemed to have worked, at least for now. The global economy outlook for the remainder of the year is heavily depends on the energy outlook from the Strait. Driving the news, Iran's foreign minister said in light of ceasefire between Iran and Lebanon, the passage of commercial vehicles through the Strait of Hormuz is completely open. Okay. Even for cruise ships. Look at that. President Trump on Truth Social said Israel is prohibited from further bombing. He said the naval blockade will remain in full force. State of play. The initial weeks, the U.S. and Israeli decapitated Iranian leadership. Iran's blockade of the Strait worked as a strategic advantage, giving them leverage over the global economy. In effect, Iran was able to exact a toll on friendly countries that were desperate need for oil. Events of the last couple of weeks show that two can play that game as U.S. cut threat against these ships. The Iranian Navy, of course, is sunk at the bottom of the ocean, and they were able to cut off the only way that the Iranian regime makes money. Both sides' ability to inflict economic pain on each other was an apparent de-escalation tactic. Brilliant. The U.S. Very smart about the blockade, said Robin Brooks, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institution, far left-wing organizations. Crazy. Left-wing organizations praising the administration. There have been a few signs for the past week that Trump was looking for an off-ramp to the conflict to declare victory and reduce the economic shockwaves. And strategists say that this was very smart, even from the libs. Isn't that amazing? Goodness. Good for business, open for business. U.S. just forced Iran into the negotiating table, blocking exports. But you won't hear about that because people are determined to critique it at any opportunity. Here's a reporter that just spoke with President Trump on the phone from Las Vegas about the Truth Social posts he's been sharing. I got right to the point. I asked the president if he agreed to stop enriching uranium. Yes, he told me. They agreed to stop enriching uranium? They agreed to everything, he told me. Are you surprised? He said. I asked, are you surprised? And he told me, I'm not surprised by anything. And then he hung up. Okay, perfect. All right. Donald Trump told News Nation that Iran has agreed to stop enriching uranium. It's a win, obviously, for the world. It's a win for global peace and security. If you're not into that, then I don't know. Iran has announced that the Strait of Iran is fully open and full passage, says Donald Trump. He's been posting a truth every single minute, so let's go through them. The Strait of Hormuz is completely open and ready for business. Full passage. Naval blockade will remain in full force. As it pertains to Iran, only until such a time as our transaction with Iran is 100% complete. This process should go very quickly, he says. The USA will get all the nuclear dust created by our B-2 bombers. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. The deal is in no way subject to Lebanon and Hezbollah. This is great. Just love this. Hezbollah situation in an appropriate manner. Israel will not be bombing Lebanon any longer. They are prohibited from doing so by the USA. Enough is enough, says Donald Trump, making himself the undisputed warlord of the Middle East. Call it what it is. It is true. And now that Hormuz situation is over, I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. I told them to stay away unless they want to just load up their ships with oil. They are useless when needed. A paper tiger, says Donald Trump. Thank you, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar for the great bravery and help. That's right. Qatar and Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they all declared victory over Iran in this conflict. Very interesting. Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all sea mines, says Donald Trump. Again, this deal is not tied in any way to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again. Israel is at war with Lebanon right now because, of course. Thank you to Pakistan, its great prime minister, a field marshal. Fantastic people, says Donald Trump. Pakistan has been helping negotiate this deal. A great and brilliant day for the world, says Donald Trump. Iran has agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. It will no longer be used as a weapon against the world, says Donald J. Trump. Yo. What does the deal include? Iran gets $20 billion unfrozen of their funds. And that amount was added to the U.S. stock market in a nanosecond. We'll get to that in just a second. And then they have to give up all their enriched uranium. That is a small price to pay for Iran not having a nuclear weapon because that will destabilize the world. Will the Strait of Hormuz traffic return to normal by the end of April? 56% say yes. Betting markets say yes. And we have 83% chance that all of this is going to have a permanent peace deal by June and May. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump says a full deal with Iran could happen before the ceasefire even expires. They're going to be meeting in Islamabad this weekend. And he says he wants a 20-year minimum for them to stop enriching uranium. Okay. They call that peace in our time, right? The Strait of Hormuz, blocked by Trump and his team, was strategically brilliant. It crippled Iran economically, ended the ridiculous media Iran control narrative, increased our negotiating leverage immensely, and had zero cost. Iran opened up the strait without getting Americans to lift the naval blockade in return. Everything you need to know about the state of affairs in a single sentence. Whoa. And, of course, the Dow has soared 1,000 points. And, of course, oil has crashed through the freaking floor. Look at that. Oil is at 83. It crashed actually below $80 a barrel right here. And it ticked back up just a little bit, but get ready. It's going to be a wild ride. It always is. Don't panic. Chill. Vibe. Plan. And you will prosper. It's your boy Betty. Like, share, and subscribe. World peace is good for the economy. See ya.